Welcome to Wednesday's Market Sit Rep here at Top Gun Options Whiz on this 12-year anniversary of 9/11 and very poignant day, especially for me. 12 years ago this morning, I was getting ready to fly my first flight as a pilot for American Airlines out of Dallas-Fort Worth. Saw the attacks on TV and raced out to Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base Fort Worth and ended up getting a sitting alert, flying combat air patrol over the next couple days over the United States of America. So potentially going from an airliner that day, flying an airliner that day for the first time, to shooting one down, to potentially shooting down a squadron mate, because most of the reserve, the guys that flew my reserve squadron, were all pilots for American Airlines as well. So very sad day today. As we remember and we reflect, and that it's more than ironic that the president, gave a speech on the eve of the anniversary of 9/11. First of all, here we are a year after Benghazi, 4 Americans dead, not one person, quote, arrested, right? We will spare no expense, go to the ends of the earth, quack, 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 find the guys who did this Benghazi thing. We haven't arrested anybody. Matter of fact, one of the guys thought to be behind the attacks gives media interviews. The AP interviewed him the other day. So the press can find this guy, but we can't. Just an absolute embarrassment. The United States is an embarrassment now on the world stage. Here we go with Russia. They're going to renew their offer to supply S-300s, the most sophisticated air defense system on the planet, to Iran. So Putin checkmates Obama, and he's going to. Russia's the new superpower, folks. Russia, China, the United States is kind of the bronze medalist right now, and fallen to the also ran position. It really is an embarrassment. What's going on the world stage. But, who cares? America's full of apathy. I can feel it on this 12th anniversary of 9/11. I can see it in this quote-unquote leader, this president that we have leading this nation. The income growth, the growth between the haves and the have-nots in this country, unemployment. It's staggering, the decline that this nation is seeing, right? But looking at markets, I mean, the biggest thing going on today, Apple absolutely imploded today after its release of some new colors and maybe a new phone that's, China Telecom and the 5S that might be a little faster and has a fingerprint scanner. And if anything, the fingerprint scanner might have been worse news for Apple, because now all these privacy advocates are freaked out. Well, what are you going to do with my fingerprint? So here we are. We're down. Apple's down here at where Carl Icahn did his famous tweet and sent the stock climbing. So we're as long-term traders here at Top Gun Options know, I've been a bear on Apple. As soon as it broke through 700 last year, I said sell the hell out of it. And recently, I've been feeling the same way. It's over for Apple, folks. It's commoditized. Unless they come out with a time machine, they really have to innovate. They've set themselves up as this huge innovator, with Steve Jobs always doing the and one more thing at these conferences and coming out with something really cool. Tim Cook is Eeyore. He's just not. Tim Cook, obviously. So the stock is just getting absolutely hammered today. It was down 5%. It's off now it is back down 5%. So it's at its lows there. I mean, look at that gap move. Run as far away from Apple, folks. You might think this is a buying opportunity, but I think it sees 400 before it sees 500 anytime soon. The fall's usually the time for Apple to run up into Christmas, into the holidays, and then sell off in January. But this in the past couple years, we've seen cool stuff released in the fall. And if yesterday was their cool stuff release, you can really you can stick a fork in Apple. Markets wallowing around today. The Dow's essentially flat. The SPUs are essentially flat. Nice pop in our hedges in the primary life trade brief model portfolio with our VIX bullish double vertical and our SDS bullish double vertical as well. So, on a day like today, this is kind of how a portfolio should look. Greens, light greens, some grays, some pinks, and some reds. But of course, today the reds in my portfolio are on Apple. But had a weekly bear call spread on that's 7 max profit right now, $1,700. Put this trade on Monday, so $1,700 in 2 days is a nice trade. Hey folks, make sure you click on the link in this email. This is the replay of the asset management brief that we did last night. We've announced a new strategic partnership with the Black Bay Group. Group, asset management firm out of Illinois. They're an RIA, registered investment advisor, a CTA, commodity trading advisor, and also they're launching a hedge fund here probably in January, backed by Goldman Sachs and Wells Fargo. But the same strategy, the blended strategy that Goldman Sachs and Wells Fargo are backing in their hedge fund, you could potentially partake in right now with the blended strategy under the RIA. So watch the replay, or if you're just interested in hearing more information about the blended strategy, that's up about 18% year to date, and it's up over 140% since inception a couple years ago, 3 years ago, I believe it was 2009. Then shoot me an email, whiz@topgunoptions.com, or call the phone number in the email here, and we'll get you more information on the Black Bay Group and how you can potentially open an account with those folks. So, all right, guys, I got to run. I'm actually, ironically, hopping on an American Airlines jet to fly up to Lexington, Kentucky this morning, and I'm giving a keynote to Lexmark, the big ink and business solutions provider, about 600-person keynote tomorrow morning. So it'll be interesting getting on an American Airlines jet 12 years after the attacks, and overall a sad day for our nation, especially with what's going on in the world. But we're going to keep our chin up. We're going to power through this. We're going to get out of everything like we always do, because we actually are the best nation on the face of the earth, despite our recent decline, in my opinion. All right, folks, happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll be back with tomorrow's sit rep from Lexington, Kentucky. We'll see you.